I was in Saudi Arabia, and one of the sheikhs came over to see me, and they said, "Oh, Anthony, I saw you on TV, and you were saying that Bitcoin is like digital gold." And I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "Oh, well, let me tell you something. It's better than gold, and let me tell you why." He says, "Right now, I'm in good graces with the crown prince and the king. There's no bone saw in my future." He said, "But if there should come a day where I'm in bad graces with these people, I have $300 million on a USB." And I can put that somewhere on my body or stick it where the sun doesn't shine and cross the Yemeni border or get out of here on a boat with my money. You can't do that with gold.
Anthony Scaramucci, the founder and managing partner of Skybridge Capital, an alternative asset manager and investment advisor, holds notably bullish expectations for Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency by market cap. As a former White House communications director, Scaramucci views Bitcoin as a potential hedge against rising inflation and the United States' staggering $34 trillion national debt. He emphasizes that Bitcoin is one of the few assets immune to inflation and the rapid devaluation of fiat currencies by central banks. In an October interview with Benzinga, Scaramucci, who has invested several hundred million in cryptocurrency, highlighted Bitcoin's finite supply compared to gold. He draws parallels between the two assets but notes their significant differences, positioning Bitcoin as the leading digital asset driving the global finance industry's digital revolution. Scaramucci is particularly optimistic about spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, which he believes will attract institutional investors managing tens of trillions of dollars. Drawing a comparison to the SBDR Gold Trust ETF, Scaramucci anticipates a surge in Bitcoin's price following the approval and launch of Bitcoin ETFs. He predicts that Bitcoin's price could soar to $250,000 when these ETFs secure $100 billion in investments. Clips from Scaramucci's recent interview with David Lin will be shared to provide further insights into his perspectives.
Stop. You don't have time. Don't miss out this 2025 bull run. Educate yourself first ahead of the crowd. We have created the ultimate step-by-step crypto cheat guide that will guide you this bull run. Unlock the secrets of crypto and make smarter investments today. Now by clicking on the link below to get your exclusive copy just under $10.
You have to start out with the following premise. In the digital world, would human beings accept a store of value in the digital world? And then the secondary argument is if, and the answer would be yes, if it followed all of the typical things that human beings have looked for store of value: scarcity, easy to use, trustworthy, where we can pass it between ourselves and know that the value stays stable. And so for 5,000 years, we used gold. A group of people, I think it was more than just one, Satoshi Nakamoto's computer programming team invented a coding system, a software where we could eventually have this decentralized database. And a result of this decentralized database, we could have a link, if you will, to each other permissionless. And so putting it very simply, I can spend money with you over this network without having to get a third party involved. And so those things are incredibly unique. It's an incredibly unique technology, and it was invented about 15 years ago. And as people started to adopt and understand the technology, it grew. I'm in the process of finishing up a book right now for John Wiley. It's called The Little Book of Bitcoin: What Wall Street Already Knows, But You Need to Know. And Wall Street's figured this out. They filed for these ETFs, and they're selling these ETFs as a potential additional store of value akin to gold. And so, yes, this is a nascent asset. It only has 5% adoption in the United States. If it continues to scale and adopt at the same speed of the last 10 years, there's no reason why this can't be a $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 asset. And so putting into the context for your listeners and viewers, if gold's at $16 trillion, Bitcoin's at $1.5 trillion, could Bitcoin 10x in the next 15 years? I believe it can, and I believe it has the properties, the technical properties, to allow it to do that, and we're already seeing that happen. It's already manifesting in that direction. And right now, Bitcoin is still tracking like a technology asset. It's tracking NVIDIA. It's tracking what we've typically been calling the Magnificent Seven or the Super Six. These tech stocks like Amazon, Google, NVIDIA, Facebook, Apple, that sort of thing. And so, yes, it's tracking that for right now. It hasn't fully matured. Once it fully matures, it'll start to have correlated properties of gold. But yeah, you cut rates, you're going to expand the breadth of equity leadership in the markets. If a rate cut goes into place, you'll certainly provide some relief in the real estate market, especially here in the United States. And I have maintained that you're going to see at least 3 rate cuts from the Fed this year. There was about a 2-month period of time where Wall Street is now saying little to no rate cuts, lots of jawboning and moral suasion from the Fed in terms of what their inclinations are. But I don't really think they have a choice. So they'll cut rates. They don't want the economy to overly weaken. They're staring down the barrel of huge interest rate expenses here in the United States for U.S. debt. And inflation numbers are trending down.
During the discussion with Lynn, Scaramucci delves into the shifting political dynamics in the United States, particularly concerning cryptocurrencies and other digital assets. In 2021, popular on-chain Bitcoin analyst Willie made a prediction on Twitter, suggesting that supporting Bitcoin would be political suicide within the next 3 years. Despite receiving considerable criticism, the prediction now appears to be off the mark. Contrary to initial estimates, several U.S. presidential candidates, including former President Donald Trump, have publicly endorsed Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Even Democrats, previously skeptical of crypto, are now supporting crypto-friendly policies, crossing party lines. This shift underscores the growing recognition among politicians of the public's strong sentiment towards cryptocurrencies. It's no longer seen as a passing trend but as a matter of financial freedom, prompting individuals to ensure their voices are heard by elected representatives.
Uber was hated by the government. Government regulators did not want Uber. Mayors in local cities and large cities didn't want Uber, but the people wanted Uber. I think it's impossible. If you go to Google and you look up how many people in the United States own crypto, there's different numbers up there. Some are saying 50 million, some are saying 90 million, but let's just say it's 80 million. 65 million people, David, own dogs in the United States. If you're there and you see it, you don't want to miss it. And so if you've got 80 million people owning it, let's say 1% of them is 800,000 of them, and they're in the following swing states, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, et cetera. What are you going to do, David? You're going to lose the election. So I think the Biden team, they vetoed this bill last week, but they did get the Ethereum stuff passed despite Elizabeth Warren, Gary Gensler not wanting it. So I think they're going to pivot. They just pivoted on the border. They just signed executive orders to stop the flow of people and traffic at the border. And I think they're going to pivot now on Bitcoin and crypto assets. I don't think Biden, who is a moderate, I don't think he wants to be left out in the dark on this. I mean, you don't want to lose it. I mean, this is a razor thin election. And I don't think Joe Biden wants to lose this election because of the capricious whims of Elizabeth Warren or Gary Gensler. I understand why people own gold. I understand the 5,000-year human commitment to gold, but it's just not as user-friendly. It's not as transportable as Bitcoin. And, I'll say this to you. I mean, it's a little graphic, but I'll share it with you. I was in Saudi Arabia, and one of the sheikhs came over to see me, and they said, "Oh, Anthony, I saw you on TV, and you were saying that Bitcoin is like digital gold." And I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "Oh, well, let me tell you something. It's better than gold. And let me tell you why." He says, "Right now, I'm in good graces with the crown prince and the king. There's no bone saw in my future." He said, "But if there should come a day where I'm in bad graces with these people, I have $300 million on a USB, and I can put that somewhere on my body or stick it where the sun doesn't shine and cross the Yemeni border or get out of here on a boat with my money. You can't do that with gold." Make sure you tell people that on television. So,
as cryptocurrencies gain prominence during the election, more Democrats are expected to cross party lines to express their support for these digital assets. Trump is leveraging the issue to attract new voters, and it seems to be working well for him. While some remain skeptical about the influence of being a pro-crypto candidate, cryptocurrency investors are poised to push back until politicians grasp the gravity of the situation. Share your thoughts on Anthony Scaramucci's interview in the comments section below. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.